I knew this would happen. As y'all know, I made a video a few days ago going over the fact that I was calling out this guy named Nukem Nintendo, and I knew eventually that he was going to respond to the video, and fortunately that did come true. He responded to a few of my things that I explained in the video, and I had this video prepped to be recorded and talked about. So I'm gonna talk over about some stuff that he mentioned in the comments, and yeah, let's go from there. The first thing I wanted to address, and I felt like he had a good point on it, is when he said, "You say that they don't attack the consumers. Yes, they do. They will attack Nintendo first and complain about something that they are doing. When consumers defend it and say it's not a big deal or point out that other companies are doing the same thing, they immediately attack those consumers by calling them corporate bootlickers." So, when he talked about it originally in the video, where he says that 8-Bit Eric, that y'all would attack the consumer, I thought of it as 8-Bit Eric and the people that were supporting him would attack the consumers. I jumped in and said, no, they're not doing that. And looking back at it now and seeing the video, I definitely realized where I was wrong. And I will say, yes, he is right about that. There are people that would not agree with Nintendo's prices or any other business practices, and they will attack the people that buy their products. And it is very messed up that these people like that would do that. Like, why? Like, these people just want to buy these products. They have the free will to buy them or not, and that therefore you can't just attack them just because they want it and they like it. So I agree with that. He is right on that, but I still stand by the fact that 8-Bit Eric doesn't do that. There is that one part in the video where he asked if they're gonna attack the consumers and call them corporate bootlickers. And yeah, I still stand by the fact that 8-Bit Eric is not attacking the consumer, just addressing the problem that Nintendo is having. So yeah, just want to address that. Let's move on to another one. Another comment that Nukem left out is on a timestamp for 25 minutes, which, by the way, you should have done it a few minutes behind because this is literally right after you complain about the problem. He says, well, you definitely spoke out too soon, right there by saying, 8-Bit Eric never said this was a fact, and right after you say that, he literally says, they're not fooling us. So yeah, he was making it out to be a fact. Clearly, you don't know a difference between a fact and a possibility. He says in the video, in your video, that they probably had it to be in the original game, but decided to slap that $20 price tag to make it DLC. And literally everyone thinks that. And, like, he's saying they're not fooling us because literally everyone thinks that. You can literally search up every video where everyone has their opinion on Bonanza DLC, and I'm pretty sure all of them are going to say this feels like it was just straight from the game, and they just slapped that $20 price tag just so they can get money. Like, therefore, it's not... He's saying he was making it out to be a fact. It's not a fact. He was making it out as a possibility. There's a difference between a fact and a possibility. But you probably don't know the difference between them. So, why don't you check out the definition between the two so you can figure it out yourself. Another one that he points out here with another timestamp with 25 minutes and 44 seconds, also wrong. He's saying that the Donkey Kong DLC did not add much to the game is disingenuous bullshit. And here's why. The DLC literally gives you a really fun roguelike game mode that has a ton of replayability to the game. It is not just compatible with the new Donkey Kong Island. The more you play it, the more you can unlock other environments in the game in Emerald Rush. While the game is still really fun to play after you finish the main story, there's really nothing to do besides revisit all the mini games throughout the levels. Emerald Rush DLC gives you so much more to do. Look, if I didn't play the game or didn't have a problem with the Emerald Rush DLC, I wouldn't be talking about it. And I'll admit, the DLC is fun. It is fun to freaking destroy your enemies and get as much emeralds as quick as you can to meet that quota. And yes, there are some content behind it. You can get new costumes. There are statues on the DK Island. That's fine. And yes, there are also environments in the game. My main problem with that, though, is that it should have been included with the base game. And like I stated before, everyone believes that this was included in the base game before they cut it out and slap that $20 price tag on there, because that's just how it feels. And also the fact that the DK Island just has nothing on it. Like, that island is just there for fanfare. There's no bananas. There's no banana chips. There's no fossils. So it's just a big land where you can run around and see references, which I think is pretty cool. But there's no reward to them. There's literally nothing to it. So yeah, that's one of my biggest complaints about the DLC. The Emerald Rush, though, is fine. It is really fun. But other than that, once you're done, you can get tired of it pretty quickly. So there's really not much for you to do besides just put the game down and stop playing it. And I would have been fine if it was at least $5-10, or at least just included with the base game. Like, that's just how I felt. So yeah, here's another one that is not by Nukem, but I feel like I should address this because this guy is just defending him. He replies with, he's just tired of the grifters. I'm not going to read the rest of this because he's just pretty much making up his own thing. Listen, I get it. Like, he hates grifters. He can call them out as much as he wants. That's okay with me. I don't care. The problem is, though, is that he definitely talked about the wrong people. All the people that he mentions in the video that I covered in my last one, they are not grifters. And as much as you want to deny it, you haven't shown any evidence to prove your point. Another one that he mentions here, and I thought it was pretty hilarious. He says on the very last few minutes of my video, he says, very interesting how you automatically assume that I'm applying all of this to you. Talking about the people who hate Nintendo and how they are not real gamers, but somehow you take offensive to this as if I'm speaking directly to you. That's just very stupid, or you have some type of bias against Nintendo, and that's why you feel like I am targeting you with those statements. Exactly how do you figure that I am talking about you here? If you don't know what I was talking about, here's a clip right here.
Because if you guys really did care about video games, you would be huge Nintendo fans, but you're not, so...
Okay. If we really did care about Nintendo games, we'd be huge Nintendo fans, but we're not. Well, I guess my 3 Nintendo playthroughs I've done, I guess I just didn't care about them. I guess I was fake about the whole thing. I just didn't enjoy them. And my Breath of the Wild playthrough that I deleted, I guess I just didn't enjoy that either. I guess I'm just a fake Nintendo fan. Nah. It's clear to me that Nick Nukem doesn't have a sense of humor because I was just making fun of you there. Like, you literally mentioned in a video that, like, if we were huge Nintendo fans, we would be supporting all the games, but we don't, so therefore we're not Nintendo fans. And the whole bit there is just that I have a moment of reflection where I think about all my playthroughs that I've done and just be like, well, I guess I'm a huge fake Nintendo fan. And just coming up with, nah, I'm not. I'm making fun of you, man. Like, it's either that you just didn't understand the joke, or you just want to nitpick for no reason. Just because that was there, I was making fun of you. So, yeah. Another one that he mentions in the same comment where he said, second, you say it doesn't make sense that Nintendo would price something high if it is high on demand. Buddy, that is literally smart business sense 101. You do not make something cheap if you know that people value it and want it. What doesn't make sense is what Xbox is doing, raising the prices of their consoles that nobody is buying and nobody wants. I never said that Xbox increasing their prices made any sense. I still think it's incredibly stupid that they're doing it. But, dude, freaking Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are freaking over a decade. And they also made it to the Nintendo Selects, where therefore making it $20 cheaper. Nintendo is doing it just so they can get money, and that's really it. There's nothing else to it. I would have been completely fine if both games were just $20 each, and the whole bundle would just be $40. I wouldn't have been completely fine with it. But no, they decided to just increase the prices, make it even more expensive with two games individually, making it $80. So yeah, we have every right to accuse them for making that ridiculous price because they really didn't do much with those ports. They may have upscaled them to make it look sharper and a freaking new storybook, but who gives a damn? And I know you're going to repeat the same thing that like everyone does, but you have yet to prove it, and my friends don't care. Alright, the last comment that he mentions, it was the first one I saw. He said, why would they remaster Metroid Prime if the game didn't sell well? They remastered the game because they needed the new developers at Retro Studios to gain familiarity with Metroid Prime. The game developers at Retro Studios who made Metroid Prime 4 are not the same ones who did the original Metroid Prime. Metro Prime. He spelled it wrong. Remastering Metroid Prime was mainly to get them familiarized with Metroid Prime level designs and to also get gamers familiar with the series as well. Can you act like 2 million copies sold is enough to warrant the game being more than $40, but it's not? Mario and Zelda games sell far greater numbers than that. I never said just because it sold 2 million copies warrants the game being $40. I was pointing out the fact that, like, you said that the game didn't sell well to begin with, and I disproved that by showing you the chart where it said Metroid Prime sold 2 million copies, the original game, and it was considered the best-selling Metroid game of all time. That's where I was disproving you with that. And yet you're coming back again and freaking twisting the story here, saying, like, 2 million copies is enough to warrant the game. Like, Metroid Prime is a great example. Like, that's a full-on remake. Like, that's a full-on remaster of the game, not a remake. And they could have made it $60. They could have. But no, they made it $40 instead. And also, the fact that you're saying that, like, the developers at Retro Studios needed to create Metroid Prime Remaster so they can get familiar with it, what does it have to do with the freaking price in general? Like, that doesn't make sense. And plus, you didn't mention it in your video anyway, so I just take this out of context and literally doesn't prove anything here. So yeah, that's it. That's all the comments that he left out, which I'm surprised there's not a lot. And yeah, that's really it. And Nukem is most likely going to see this video. But I'm going to say this. Everything you've said here does not prove anything. And therefore, I disproved everything that you said in these comments, especially the one guy. Like, there's no reason to go freaking defending all this when you know it's not correct anyway and it's wrong. And by my count, the things that you talked about here, those are the only ones you had a problem with. So therefore, it tells me that everything else that I've said in my video are pretty much right. Like that's what I'm getting from you. Everything else I said was true about you, and you just don't want to freaking admit it. And yeah, yeah, this was an interesting one. I knew he was going to respond eventually and point out some things, so I was really prepared onto what I was going to talk about here. And it doesn't surprise me that like a guy like Nukem will try to like point out some things and trying to switch the whole argument on his favor. But at the same time, you're the same guy who is encouraging people to buy 2 copies of the same game for no reason other than just to boost their sales. Like, that's really it. If you want to know what I'm talking about here, I'm gonna put all of the Angry Vigilantes videos in my description so you can see them for yourself. So yeah, that's it. I hope you have a great day. This was a very quick video, and yeah, I'll see y'all next time. And oh yeah, just to let y'all guys know, I am not gonna be touching on this further. I just wanted to create my last video and be prepared for this one if he ever does respond, in which he actually did. But yeah, this is the last time I'll be talking about him. Everything will be back to normal. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.